everybody. It is a late night. Happy November. I'm Naija. Thank you for clicking on this channel. I know you're like, yo, how late is it? It's late that I should be getting ready for bed. But like I said, if you're new to this channel, I am showing up for myself for the whole month of November. I'm doing 60 days every day on YouTube, putting out a video for myself, showing up for me. So, hey, this video is going to be about the aftermath of the election, guys. So I'm here talking to my husband, eating cereal late at night, by 9:27 p.m. I think 9:53 p.m. and just thinking about, like, you know, contemplating the election results and stuff like that. I mean, are you guys happy with the election results and how it went? Do you feel like the new president is going to make some changes in your life or in the country's life? How do you feel? In the comments below. So I'm not really a political person. It's not something I do a lot on this channel at all, but it's something to address. My mom is a very big advocate of voting, and she's really into politics. So she's been very adamant, you know, about letting everybody around her know the importance of voting. And so that gave me some time to really look into, you know, just people's minds and where I thought that the election would go and what the results would be. So I always would ask, like, my co-workers and people of that nature, because they will be very freely open with me about who they're voting for. So I was like, so do you think that Kamala has a good chance of winning this election? And most people that I ran into would say yes. I feel like she really has a good chance and everything like that. And I'm thinking, despite the fact that President Biden, you know, gave her the baton to keep going with the election and everything like that, just a couple of months before, you know, we have to vote, it didn't give her much of a chance to kind of campaign. You know, I know that a lot of the stuff, you know, she's been campaigning with Biden and everything, like, and a lot of the stuff, she went along with Biden and just, you know, helping him out and everything like that. But I don't know if the American people had a chance to really see if she agreed with everything that Biden was for. I mean, yeah, she's the vice president, so of course she's going to be his helper, his helpmate, right? And as far as backing up what he feels, you know, the direction America can go. But I feel like, I don't know if the American people had a chance to really see if she had any adjustments to, you know, his plans of where America is going to be in the next 4 years, especially with the economy going on. A lot of people talked about the border, the economy, the electrical prices has skyrocketed, rent has skyrocketed, and all of these things. And so I said, let me just really indulge into, like, the policies and of both candidates, like, really, you know, just see what both candidates have to offer. Because a lot of people who are saying, well, there were some people that I ran across saying that it's like voting for, you know, Dumb and Dumber. And I don't, I don't necessarily agree with that statement or whatever. Not Dumb and Dumber, but just they feel like they didn't have a good choice to select from, so some people decided that they didn't want to vote at all. They wanted to stay, or they just wanted to stay neutral. They didn't feel like any of the candidates were suitable for the position of the United States President of the United States of America. So anyway, I'm looking on, if you Google, like, on if you go to YouTube and just search the campaign in general and the things that come up, a lot of stuff that a lot of Trump's campaign comes up a lot, and more than Kamala. And what I'm seeing, I don't know what I'm putting in wrong, but I'm just trying to, like, see, like, what is the general population seeing as far as how they're choosing their president and what these two candidates stand for. And I didn't see a lot of information on Kamala and Kamala's policies and what she wanted to go for. Not to say that it wasn't out there, but I feel like it wasn't out there as much as Trump. And I don't know, maybe because Trump is louder or whatever, or I feel like maybe Kamala didn't have the, I feel like she had the backing. She didn't have the time to campaign, because like I said, she was appointed, that position just a couple months before the election. Was that enough time to really let the American public see her as the forefront of being the president of the United States, seeing her policies and stuff like that? Because I know one of the things Kamala really wanted to look into was overturning the Roe versus Wade, and things of that nature. Of course, she was very adamant on the abortion rights. So women should have the right to determine when they should get an abortion, because it's their bodies. I think that was a big thing, and I think she really stood on that. HU and all of those her alma maters would stand behind her, which I'm pretty sure they probably did. And that she would make it a little easier for immigrants to get their papers and stuff like that of that nature. And I think maybe if she didn't have much time, like I said, to really even give those immigrants an opportunity to even vote for her. So it's almost like all the good that I guess the Biden administration was trying to do with the immigrants and stuff like that, they didn't have enough time to even give them, to make it work in their favor. You know what I'm saying, in a way. So, and I think Trump kind of used that against them, because he kind of played on, his direction was, I'm going to close off the border. And that's how he was before when he was president, and how he felt like that everybody that came across the border were criminals. And I'm paraphrasing. I mean, this is what I'm seeing on YouTube. They were criminals, and they were not good people, or when they need to, and they're gonna go back, and he was gonna send them back or whatever to their country, and that he wanted to tighten up our borders and everything like that. And I think that was his stance before, like when he was president, and he's adamant at doing that as well. But I'm also seeing that he also went to New York barbershop and stuff like that, and he was talking to the barbers there, and he was saying how he was gonna open up the pipeline again, and that was shut off. The Biden administration cut that off, and a lot of people lost their jobs. I'm wondering, I was asking my husband, did he, because he said that President Biden said that he was going to give them classes, and so they can go in a different direction and stuff like that, because Biden administration wanted to go into a new energy direction and stuff like that. Now Trump has these other ideas as to how the economy should go. He feels like we should be the top leading in oils and stuff like that, and that will help our economy with lower gas prices. He feels like the Trump administration made the gas prices skyrocket because of, I think he said it started with them taking all the jobs away from the pipeline and the oils, and not digging for oil, because digging for oil will make the economy successful. Now, okay, I can see what in both avenues. I feel like being energy efficient is good. I feel like bringing the economy back to greatness is good too. How do you feel about that, guys? What do you feel? Do you feel that Trump is going to put all these things into play where he's going to make America great again? Do you feel, was America ever great? Do you feel America was ever great? How do you feel about the whole campaigning, and do you feel like our President-elect Trump is going to make some changes? He said he wanted to bring more jobs. He wanted to lower the tax brackets for the wealthy, and I think he said for the American people, he wanted to actually implicate more jobs. He said that the Trump administration didn't bring in the jobs, that they kind of shut down the economy, and they took away the jobs, and They didn't help the corporations, so the corporations couldn't advance the economy as far as bringing jobs. He felt that the Biden administration failed in that aspect. He said that that what he wanted to do was tax the corporations that were over putting jobs overseas and or manufacturing things overseas, and he wanted to give like tax incentives, or I'm paraphrasing, to the companies that wanted to stay in America. So like if you opened a warehouse in America, like you would get like a better you'll get better incentives, so that will bring more jobs to America. So he's kind of like bringing the focus back into America, because I know America has been outsourcing a lot with overseas manufacturing of the nature and stuff like that, and he wants to give corporations now incentives to stay in America to provide more jobs, some more factories here and stuff like that. Do you think that's a good or a bad thing, like what he doing as far as with the job situation? And I was trying to see like how Kamala felt about that aspect, because I only really did see, she said that like I said, she was a very adamant about women's rights, which that's very dope. I feel like she didn't get a chance to really express how she was gonna go about it, or maybe I just didn't see it as much because she didn't have the time to really campaign like Trump did. So I mean, what did you feel? Did you predict that President-elect Trump was gonna win? Did you foresee that? Because for me, like I felt it was weird that I know Biden was, going through some health issues, and I feel like he took too long to really put her in a position where she can win. I feel like he and I know when it comes to people's health, it's like you pushing and you trying to figure out like if you're able to keep pushing. But I think he might have just taken too long to put her in a position to win. I don't know. What y'all feel about that? I mean, like I said, she didn't get to really campaign as big as she wanted to. She raised a lot of money in a short amount of time. So imagine if she had the time to really campaign, like Biden did, stuff like that. Because a lot of people felt like the Biden administration didn't help them. You know what I'm saying? Like that he kind of brought down the economy. He shut down the world, not the world, country, and the country followed suit with what America was doing. And Trump didn't necessarily. He wasn't really adamant about doing that. Like if he was president and stuff of that nature, but I mean, it's really interesting to see what's going on and where the country is going to go in the next 4 years. And I just hope that it goes in a way where American families can like rebuild. They can like see better futures for their family, economically. I think now that I think about it, one of the other barbers did ask the President-elect Trump that how did he feel about the food and the GMOs and stuff like that of that nature, and because he was concerned about getting quality food. And he said in other countries a lot of the things were like banned, like GMOs and stuff like that, were as far as in America these things are accepted. And so Trump answered, President-elect Trump was saying how he felt what I'm paraphrasing, he was saying like, well, Bobby Kennedy is more knowledgeable on this aspect, but he do feel he's working with Bobby Kennedy. He's putting him into place where he can work with him to help like bring in more natural foods and help the farmers and stuff like that, and get rid of some of the GMOs that we don't need, because he said that we not in a shortage of food, so we don't really need GMOs. I'm paraphrasing. So the thing about Trump, I see like everybody got their flaws and stuff like that, and he's thinking business wise, not and then I think he caters to it. Not even caters, I feel like he plays on his knowledge of business and how America can be ran as a business to help the economy. And then a lot of people that's like entrepreneurs and business owners and teachers of the nature, he kind of projects his incentives on what that person is doing or does. You know what I'm saying? So he'll say, well, my policies is going to help you get better energy, you know, and stuff like that. And I think the campaigning between the two candidates, even before Kamala was, you know, even appointed, they didn't focus too much on, I feel like they was going back and forth, tit for tat, like kind of arguing in a way, like not really like, it was like kind of like a reality show. Okay. But if you look past all of that and stuff like that, you kind of, and then kind of look into their campaigning and see what each person stands for, then you start seeing, okay, which things in each campaigns will work for you and your family, not just the country as a whole, because each family, you know, you got to think of that as well. Like, is this going to work for my family? Like the policies and stuff that he's putting in place, you know. And some of my family, some of my friends were saying that President-elect Trump doesn't care about the American people. He feels like he's going to take us back as far as the economy and things of that nature. And I don't know for sure. I feel like President-elect Trump is a businessman, and business people, they're gonna put their business first, their business practices first, because they have this business mind. And America is a corporation and it works like a corporation, so he's gonna look for the benefit of making America like profitable. Is that good or bad for the economy? You tell me. Like, is that good or bad for you? You tell me. Like, your family, you tell me. Your job, your corporation, you know, you tell me. Or do you feel like Kamala, you know, Miss Harris would have been the best choice and that the American people chose wrong? I mean, how do you feel about it? Comment below. But anyway, that would be probably, I don't really like to go into politics because it's just too much of a high-low, you know. People get very emotionally entangled in this, and I try to stay in my lane. Okay, all right guys, thank you so much for showing up for this video. For y'all grown folks, we can have a, you know, intelligent conversation in the comments if you choose. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace and love.